This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away, and off we go from Seattle. Taken in the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Second and 8 at the 25-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 48 for Mike.
Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brings up third and 1.
Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jackson on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Second and 2 at the 13-yard line.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Jackson. He uncorks it for Snead. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up third and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15.
He's brought down at the 15.
Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
First down, Baltimore.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. He was taken down by Quentin Dunbar.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And Andrews lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered. costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
1 yard gain.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
At the Ravens.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is Carson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
The 7-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Wilson connects with Tyler Lockett. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Jason Myers now for the extra point.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Makes the score Seahawks 7, Ravens nothing. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this carries into the end zone. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 on the play. And the Raven first down.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Seahawks 7, Ravens nothing.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Okay, 2nd and 1, you get nothing. What now on 3rd and 1?
Sorry about that. I was so excited I jumped in on you. This is almost like practice to me. Line it up and do it again. You didn't get it right the first time. Just get right back on the ball and go. It doesn't matter that they know you're coming. You ought to be able to pick up this short yardage.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive. A toss play left. There goes Mark Ingram. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Jackson's pass.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. 2 minutes on the clock. 2nd quarter. 7-0 ball game.
Down.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and we'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
4th down.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Well, switching gears for a second. Look, Charles, we know it's part of the game, but injuries, again, a big story in Week 5. Most notably, of course, Dak Prescott. Pretty severe ankle injury that's going to keep him out the remainder of the season. And that's really just the latest in what has been a tough year already. Gosh, you could probably build an all-pro team, Charles, with some of the guys who have gone down.
Yeah, an all-pro team, and at worst, a Pro Bowl team, because you're talking about names like Saquon Barkley with the New York Giants, Cortland Sutton with Denver, Marlon Mack, Indianapolis, Nick Bosa, San Francisco, all of them. Injuries that have them lost for the year. Michael Thomas got hurt in the season opener with New Orleans. We haven't seen him since. Nick Chubb with Cleveland on IR. Christian McCaffrey with Carolina. They've all missed significant time, so it's been a tough year for injuries. Some teams are playing around them better than others, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the year, but we wish all these guys who are hurt a speedy recovery.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson, and he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Seahawks going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10. It's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And that's good for another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 22.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. On 2nd down, it's Carson. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. On 3rd down, Carson, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
4th down.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This a 33-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will do it for this 1st half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson now. And the throw there going to be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the 1st half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. On 1st down, it's Carson, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
They run again with Carson. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 16. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
To Chris Carson.
It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
14. Bring it.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Russell Wilson on target to DK Metcalf.
And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind. Because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Hill will opt for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Right there.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Alton Robinson. Excellent job on that play. A big loss. 18 yards. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. He uncorks it for Snead. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Boy, not deterred from those first 2 failed attempts. They're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. For a real head-scratcher there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Get off the field. Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch. Switch. 14.
Here's Carson. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Tackled at the 25.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Check 99. Check 99. Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up. 19.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Go, go, go. Watch 10, watch 10. Come on, watch 10, watch 10.
To throw is Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 8 yards out, and the Seahawks add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
Jason Myers.
After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Ingram again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st down.
Ingram's got the 1st down and more. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. On the crossing route, complete. It's Brown.
Jackson's.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
He was
making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
A 3-yard
ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
3rd down.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Jackson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. It just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns.
Ravens 3.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out. So it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
On first down, Wilson going for Metcalf. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a second and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Big play coming here. It's third and goal.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating when we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Returning it, Justice Hill. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Did they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
On the carry.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And 9.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
He was brought down.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
58 right there. Let's go, D. 58 for Mike. 58. 58 for Mike. 36 power.
We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous. Check 37.
They'll keep it on the ground. Carson. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. The dangerous Hill now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now it's Ingram. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Jamal Adams there on the tackle.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss. He's going to let it fly. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check 48's the mic. Check 48.
On 1st down, it's Carson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at half